As it'll be the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Seattle Seahawks. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground. Hall. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's 2nd down. And, CD, you look at this defense, what kind of pressure are they under trying to stop a team that has won 5 games in a row?
Well, to me, it makes their job harder because you know you're going up against an offense that's playing at an elite level, and sometimes you can get too caught up in trying to play the perfect game. You're trying to be too precise, too fine, instead of just letting it rip. And I think that's more the priority than trying to be absolutely perfect.
Hurts sets up to throw it. He finds Wilson. He's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one good for 26 and a first down.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. That little arc on it, he's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. From the 29, here's the 2nd and 5. Throwing is Hurts. Throwing for the out route, he finds Wilson. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. That's good for a first down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive.
First and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Here's Hurts to throw. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. Will go down as a gain of 6. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Back to the ground with Hall. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Now Allen. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1.
That's another 49er first down. First and goal at the 1-yard line.
They'll run with Hall. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty, 1st and goal. On the sneak, it's Hurts. And he takes it into the end zone across the chalk. Now, there is a flag down, but I think that's offsides on the defense.
Yeah, I think that's going to stand, partner.
Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. The 49ers ready to kick it away, and here we go. This taken in right around the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Looking to put a drive together. Play action, now it's Daniels. That's down the field, he's got Arroyo. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Working out of the gun, Daniels. Pass caught, Arroyo right side. Down the sideline he goes. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Elijah Arroyo with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Seahawks are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
At their own 35-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. Their last time out, looking to repeat that. Charles' defense, they were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down. You talk about this Seahawk defense. They're currently 21st, Charles, in the NFL against the run.
One thing you do know, they'll be fired up because they're facing a top 5 rushing attack. And even if they have early success against them, they got to remember they got to sustain it because teams that are top 5, they don't stop running the ball if they don't get things done early.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So on 4th down, Austin McNamara comes on to punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Powerful running. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10.
Go!
A run for the first time with Bijan Robinson. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down. Well, this defense for the Niners, they were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball, or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright.
I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the first down.
Ready?
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And he'll be taken down at about the 45. The Seahawks at 9-1 on the year. They've been as hot as anyone. The win last week makes it 9 out of 10.
And, partner, to me, this is a team that no matter what the matchup, they're up for the fight. They are really suited for the postseason the way they're playing right now, and I would not want to face them come playoff time.
Yeah, they were looking to set up the screen, but that's going to be incomplete. Almost wound up going the other way. Well covered defensively, and it'll bring up 3rd down. Throwing now is Daniels. There's a short one caught by Arroyo. And they get him down about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 3rd down pickup of 5.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dickson. And now Now a high kick here as he'll try to hang it up there. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. A special teams mistake there, no doubt. Just 26 yards officially on the punt. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
They'll give to Hall. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
It's a gain of 11.
These two teams all tied after one.
A gain of 11 on the play. First down.
The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
They'll work from the 36 on 2nd and 6. Hurts. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he'll be forced out of bounds shy of the line of scrimmage, so that'll be credited as a sack. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 41-yard line. That's a 3rd down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 41. Out of the gun, they run it with Hall. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
On the Seahawks' 42-yard line.
Hall again. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. That is caught. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. 25 yards that time.
What a drive. This has been just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Now 2nd and 5. Snap will come from the 6. He'll look to throw. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco.
Touchdown, San Francisco.
Justin Jefferson from 6 yards away. And the 49ers have now taken the lead. And we remember, of course, all scoring plays need to be verified upstairs, and I think they're going to at least take a look at this. And this offense on third down today, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. From the gun, it's Hurts. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack. Bates' kick is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That'll pick up the first down for Seattle on a gain of 18.
First down. First and 10 at the 46.
They go play action. Daniels. That's taken in by Arroyo. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A really nice gain of 25 yards. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Russell. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. That tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point that continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
It'll be a 16-yard loss on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score.
Okay,
3rd and 20.
Here we go. Here's 60 Mavericks. 6, 70 Lions. 18.
To the air goes Daniels. He finds his man complete. That's Horton. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 19. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle. That's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
Daniels looking to throw. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
Timing is crucial in any route thrown, but when you throw an out, so many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback. Are my feet going to get down inbounds? On that play, all those things going through his head might have caused him to drop it.
So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. They'll run with Robinson. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Bijan Robinson. That's rushing touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Seahawks will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this one over the back line of the end zone. Well, they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. They'll throw now on the final play. And they'll find the open man. That's complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 33. The 49ers ready to kick it away, and here we go. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And Charles, they got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it. But I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities. And I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Out of the gun, they give to Robinson. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, second down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
So that'll be no better than an incompletion. And 3rd and 8 now. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Now Daniels. He finds his man, complete. That's Horton. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. Room to maneuver at the 35. And he will bring this one back. It's a fumble return for the 49er touchdown. And a big turning point here in the second half, Charles, after that play.
All you're trying to do is change momentum, flip things around for your team. You're just trying to take the ball away. How about when you take it away and score? That really changes things.
Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen, ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Looking to put a drive together. Off the play fake. Daniels. He's got a man. It's his fullback. Oh, he bowls over it. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
Hold on a second. Was that the fullback? That was the fullback. Who says it? The slot receivers. But the only guys can catch the football and get big yardage after the catch. Really nice job there. Showing good hands and an ability to get upfield.
To throw is Daniels. Over the middle, complete. It's Russell. They'll go for a gain of 7. And it's second down.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he could break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's 2nd and 3.
70 Rangers, 70 Rangers. Here we go, set. 70 Lions. Ready.
Here's Daniels. He's going to drop this underneath for Robinson. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 39. The Seahawks moving pretty well through the air. Another first down.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. That's over the middle, taken in by Horton. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Same exact result as last play, a pickup of 11.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it'll be second down. Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Option play, here's Robinson. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 41 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
And the Seahawks, first down. 1st and goal on the 5-yard line.
Here we go.
They'll run here with Pacheco. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
Now Daniels, and he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Jaden Daniels, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Seahawks have taken the lead here this 3rd quarter. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that will make this a 4-point game.
17.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Kickoff for Seattle.
And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
No touch.
Now Hall to start the drive. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Now a 2nd and 6. Here's Hall again. Shelling through the defense. And he's going to get this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Seahawks 39. Call that a gain of 5 as the clock ticks inside of 2 minutes to go now in the 3rd. Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on 3rd. They'll run with Allen. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
We all love to have a home run hitter in the backfield. Guy can take it the distance. But a short yardage, trying to pick up first downs, that big guy, always a nice luxury to have, isn't he?
Hurts sets up to throw it. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And that, nearly picked off. It would have been a great time for their first interception of the game. Instead, it's 2nd down.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
To throw again on second down. Hurts. Complete. Jefferson the target. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 24-yard line. And Hurts going to move him around.
63.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. To the right side and intercepted. Picked off by Reek Woolen. And he'll be taken down, although there is a flag down. Will this stand?
Ready. 70 Ranger. 19 Cardinals.
Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun. Oh, he sheds himself free. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. That'll go for a gain of 13, helping big time to get away from that end zone. First down.
Here we go.
First and 10 at the 18.
They go play action here on first down. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. So both teams trade touchdowns, and the third as we're through 3 quarters of play. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Okay, ready.
From the 22 now, here's 2nd and 6.
Stephanie.
Looking to throw. Daniels. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Horton. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
A gain of 9 yards. And the Seahawks, first down. First and 10 at the 30-yard line.
A give to Robinson on the option. They'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4 on second down. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. First down, Seattle, 16 yards the gain there.
Seahawks, first down.
Let's go now.
First and 10 at the 50.
From the shotgun, it's Daniels. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Headed straight, it's Pacheco. And he's going to have this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Niners' 42. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Daniels from the gun on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
Tight end has become a bigger and bigger part of the passing game in the NFL, but if you drop the football, that position can get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot. There are other ways they can go if you're not going to catch the ball.
And that's not just his first drop, his second drop of the game. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
60 Eagles.
Daniels going to throw for it. And this will be broken up and incomplete. Now a penalty flag down, and they may be going backward here. Well, they got the ball already. They're not going to risk the yardage and running another 4th down. They decline it.
And what was that they taught you in law school, that possession is 9/10 of the law?
I didn't go to law school.
Oh, you didn't? I thought you did. Well, I'm going to give that to you anyway. Possession is 9/10 of the law, and it's 9/10 of this game, too. Having the football counts.
You're so litigious. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed, too.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
At the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back down and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
And they move this all the way down to the 9. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Here's Hurts to throw. He gets it underneath to Hall. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. A gain of 9 there. Sets up second and goal. So a decent gain there, but not their 4th consecutive first down like they had on the first 3 plays.
You sound almost disappointed there. You want to fire the offensive coordinator on that one or what?
They got into a rip. And across the chalk, into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Jalen Hurts with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Niners have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. Now an important extra point here to stretch this lead to a field goal. He's got it, and this is indeed up to a 3-point lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
First and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
Got it. Ready?
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. 65 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a second time.
And he's going to be knocked down hard at the end of that one.
Okay, break.
Seahawks. First down.
Here we go.
First and 10 at the 40.
Robinson up the middle. Oh, there's a nice move by Robinson. Now inside the 25. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Bijan Robinson. His 21st touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks use the defensive breakdown to take the lead away here in the 4th. Myers connects on the PAT. And that will make this a 4-point game. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line of the end zone. So this ball will come out to the 30 now. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the 4th quarter. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43.
A gain of 15 yards.
So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. They'll go again with Hall. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
He's got exactly what you're looking for, the ability to not just diagnose a play and quickly, but to make a play as well. Nice job there tackling him for a loss.
They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long.
No touch, sir. No touch.
Straight ahead is Hall. Broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
No tougher place to be in a spot like this than Seattle. Here's 3rd down. Now Hurts is going to do it himself. So there you go. Send your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the 4th quarter, picking up the 1st.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time, and that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
Back to throw. Over the middle, he has Okonkwo. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
Here's 1st and goal.
No touch, sir. No touch.
They'll run with Hall. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. One more time with Hall. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
This crowd doing all they can. Here's 3rd and goal.
Trimmer.
They'll look to run with Hall. And he's across for the touchdown, and it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages. Charles, that drive was perfect, methodical, executed so well, and they grabbed that lead with almost no time left for a last gasp from the other side.
No way you could have drawn up a better final drive because not only did they keep their eyes on the end zone, they made sure they bled the clock out as well and denied their opponent a chance to respond. That's just terrific situational football to end this one.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
19 tight. 19 down. Ready.
Back to throw. And that is incomplete. So after all of this, it comes down to one final play.
And just think of what it's going to be because from this distance, you got to be prepared for everything. Hook and laterals, tip balls, you name it. A lot of laterals after a catch. Just got to be prepared, stay on your feet defensively, and tackle someone.
Let's go. Bronco 80. 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick. Cup 19. Cup.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. This is Robinson. He's across midfield. There he goes again. And he'll be forced out of bounds all the way down inside the 20. Well, it took us until the final play, Charles, to officially decide a winner, although on that last play they were so backed up it would have taken a miracle, and they couldn't get that miracle done.
Well, I like how you stayed with it because we both knew that this had to go down to the last play, and neither side was going to exhale until that play concluded because we've seen the improbable before. A couple of laterals, maybe some poor defense on the back end. They might have gone all the way to the end zone. In this case,